What's up, fellas? That was like the weakest clap ever. But this is a video I should have been made. So I had a couple of patrons, a few patrons that's been asking me the biggest differences from moving from a small city to a big city. All right, guys was actually asking me this video to tell when they want to know the difference between moving from Alabama to New York, and I never made it. And now that I moved back to a smaller city, Atlanta, guys been asking me for it again. So this video I probably should have been made. I really don't really like to make these videos too much because I know most guys are over here just for ass. I'd say 90% of the guys are over here just for ass. And you know, maybe they'll stumble on this video when they bored or something and the Smurfs not on. They can't find a rerun of the Smurfs, and so they're like, well, let me see what he was talking about. But this is actually an important video, guys, because I get emails, I get Skype sessions all the time from guys that, you know, they complain that, you know, I'm in a small city and I just don't, you know, should I move? Or, you know, should I move? Should I just up and move to a bigger city and shit like that? So I actually came up with 10 reasons why you should move or not to move. Because some of the things that you think you prevent you from moving ain't what you think. Okay, guys, so a lot of you guys, as you see over this list, I'm gonna dispel some of the myths you have about moving to the big city also, okay? Number one, this would definitely be a pro to moving to a big city, and that's the entrepreneur mindset. I never even considered being my boss until I moved to New York, guys. There's nowhere in the hell you can walk around in New York and see immigrants who fucking probably ain't even legal to be in the fucking country, got their own business, and yet your ass working for somebody. I mean, if don't nothing inspire you to become your own boss, that will. I never thought about that when I was in Alabama. I never thought about being my own boss. I always felt like I was supposed to be doing something greater than what I was doing. So like I always thought like maybe I should have been a doctor or a lawyer or astronaut or something like that. I always felt like God blessed me with a good intelligence if I just used it or whatever. But I never in a million years would have ever thought that me being my own boss and starting my own business, that's because in Alabama, those opportunities, those little side hustles, they just ain't there. All right, just ain't there. Even up here in Atlanta, all those, and I don't want to dispel no myths that you can't become an entrepreneur in a small town. Obviously, there are entrepreneurs. It's somebody around here with a business, right? It's people in Alabama that's entrepreneurs, right? But it's just ain't all those opportunities to where if you want to start a business, like down here, the security. I couldn't start a security company down here. It wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work because, for one, the police do all the clubs and lounges up here. So it just wouldn't work. All those little side hustles and stuff that you think of, those opportunities are just not here in small cities. So when you go to, and some of you guys might not classify Atlanta as a small city, compared to New York, just on the vibrancy, I mean, it's small. It's just, compared to New York City, it makes Atlanta look like a fucking, it makes Atlanta look like Alabama. If you somebody and you never lived in a real big city like Chicago or Los Angeles or New York or something like that, and you just be like Atlanta or Miami, you might think Atlanta is a big city or it's a lot going on. It's not compared to those cities. I'm gonna tell you that right now. So that's the number one thing that you're gonna get. You're gonna get inspired. When you see all those entrepreneurs, how can you not be? How can you not be inspired? When I was at the gym, all the trainers was already like had their 2-year plan. Like, I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna build my business, then I'm gonna take all my clients private. Like, just that mindset click, guys. You'll just get inspired from seeing all those immigrants have their own business. Make you wonder, what the fuck am I doing? How can the fuck can I be born here with a better opportunity? This motherfucker came here from another country and they started their own business, but you can't? I mean, it kills all the excuses you have for starting your business. All right, number two. Now, this would be a con, obviously, not a good reason. Pretentiousness. All right, in New York, so what happens is, guys, when you're in a very populated city, what happens is you allow certain places to be pretentious, so they can be more picky because it's so many more people trying to patronize them. Okay, in Atlanta or even in Alabama, is they don't have the volume of people, so they are just happy to get your business. When you go to New York, if you want to go out to have a good time, say you want to take your girl out dancing and shit like this, you got to know somebody. You got to politic a lot of the times. Buy a table, you got to buy a bottle or something, or get a table, VIP table to get in, or you got to know somebody, or you got to be with 5 hot chicks. Like that shit there is annoying. I won't lie to you, that's fucking annoying. And the reason they do that is because they can. When you stay in a very populated state like that and you got 1 million people trying to get in, guess what? We can pick and choose on who we want to come in. Okay, guys? And that gets annoying because, you know, it's just, listen, man, I just want to pay my little $10, $20, whatever the fuck y'all charging and come on in. I don't have time to sit out here and politic and beg and plead to get in. Any of you guys that's lived in New York, if you just born and you live in New York and that's all you know, then that's all you know. But if you somebody like me, where you used to just coming up, paying your $10 and going on in and been through with it, that shit is annoying. It's annoying and it makes you feel like, you know, I have no value. Like I'm nobody. Like I have no fucking status. Like seriously, man. Had me one night at a club, pulling out my goddamn YouTube. And look, man, look at my YouTube channel. I'm gonna try to sell my YouTube channel, trying to get in the goddamn club. Shit don't make no goddamn sense. Okay, guys. So that pretentiousness, because of the volume of people, they can be more picky. Now that's obviously a con. All right. So, but if you somebody who don't really like to go out or something, that won't bother you. I do. I like to go out. I like to go out and have a couple of drinks or something. That's fucking annoying. That stopped me from wanting to go out a lot of the times. All right, to the nicer spots. Obviously in the hood and stuff like this, if you want to go to some little spot where you can get shot in the head, they obviously don't act like that. But if you want to go in the city to some of the nicer spots, that's how they act. All right, guys. Next, guys, and this would be, this right here would be dispelling some of the myths that you guys have. The cost of living is higher. So a lot of you guys think that if you go to New York, the cost of living is higher. It is not. It is relative. And what I mean by that, guys, is whatever your job is that's paying, let's say New York is 4 times higher than Alabama to live in Alabama. But the jobs pay 4 times more than what a job in Alabama would pay. Did you really lose anything? That's what I'm saying. So in New York, I was a security guard making $600 a week plus tips. I'm gonna tell you right now, ain't nowhere in Alabama you finna make $600 a week as a damn security guard. No way, no how. If you're gonna be a security guard in Alabama, and you probably will make $200, $250, maybe. I'm being generous. And to be quite honest with you, I don't even know too many security guard jobs in Alabama. But you just not teachers in New York. The girl I was talking to, the infamous Sunday chick, right? She was a school teacher, and I think she told me with her last raise, she was expecting she was gonna make like $107,000 or something. I can't quite remember. $107,000. Ain't no damn school teachers in Alabama making no $107,000. Ain't no school principals in Alabama making that type of goddamn money. All right, ain't no personal trainers in Alabama making 150 grand a year. You probably be lucky if you make 40. So it's all relative. So if you have a fear that you might can't afford the cost of living in New York, that's bullshit. The jobs pay more. The trainers, if you go up there in New York and you want to become a personal trainer, if you somebody who can handle 40 sessions a week, if you could sell like that and do 40 sessions a week, even at $100 a pop, you talking about $4 grand a week. All right, I mean, so you're not gonna make that in Alabama. My personal trainer that I had in Alabama that was training me when I was young, maybe about 22 or something like that. I ain't having that line for a personal trainer, but it was only $15. Now I'm not saying that's what they charge now. That's been a long time ago. All right, that's almost 20 years ago. Okay, so I'm not saying they made that, but what they probably making now? Maybe 30, 35 in a session or something like that. So that's what I'm saying, guys. It's all relative. So don't worry about the cost of living. All right, the hospitality. All right, that's gonna be the next one. So when I first went to New York, I'm coming from Alabama. You speak to everybody. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? Well, so when I first went to New York, I would get on the train and sit down next to people and tell them good morning, and they wouldn't even speak back half the time. because New Yorkers don't talk. They not hospitable. They not people who have a lot of hospitality. And so you're going to have to get used to that if you're somebody who used to friendly people and friendly conversation. New Yorkers, and I adopted that mindset when I went to New York. So when I came to Atlanta and I would get on the elevator with people was speaking shit like that. And I had to get used to people being, having manners and speaking again. All right, so that's something you're going to have to get used to. It was kind of annoying at first to see how people just don't like speak good morning. Hey, how you doing? That's just something that in Alabama we just do. And down south we just do. In New York they don't do that. You could get on the train, sit right next down to somebody, and nobody says nothing. That takes time if you somebody who coming from a town that you're used to people being kind and speaking and shit. You get used to it real quick though. You get used to it. You actually start to appreciate it. You started after a while. You start to get appreciated all that damn small talk. So when you come down here, people get on the elevator. They'll talk my goddamn ear off. Man, shut the fuck up. I don't fucking know you. Don't really care to know you. Motherfucker, get on that. You see that? You see the news? Man, shut the hell up. All right. So that takes a little time, guys. Getting used to the hospitality up there in New York. Transportation. All right, so when you're in a big town, the biggest thing is your car becomes a liability. All right, so one thing that if I had to go to New York right now, if I had to do it all over again with what I know right now, I wouldn't even deal with a car. I would not even deal with a car. If you're somebody who considering moving to somewhere like New York, I don't know if every town is like this. I don't know if California probably need a car herd. All right, but like New York, you really shouldn't even probably bring a car up there because you're gonna have to pay for parking. The insurance is crazy high, and even if you don't get parking and you park it on the street, you always gonna run a risk of somebody just scratching your car and shit like that. All right, people just crazy, right? So the transportation is something that you have to get used to. You have to get used to riding public transportation or catching Ubers and shit like that. It's more convenient and you actually save money. All right. So that's something like me coming down here. I just started driving to the gym. When I first moved down here, I walked to the gym. It's about 15 minutes away and my ass the only one was walking to the gym. Why is that? Because I had to get accustomed to not walking everywhere again. All right, a little short trip like that, that's some shit in New York. You just don't drive. You just walk. In Atlanta, people drive everywhere. So now I drive to the fucking gym. That's just something that I just had to fucking get used to. All right, I'm walking up fucking what's that, Peachtree Road, and I'm the only motherfucker walking. All right, maybe it's one other person walking. All right, because I just had to get used to back driving a fucking car. I'm just so used to fucking walking. All right. And so I bet you right now, if I had to walk to the gym, I'd probably be I probably wouldn't because I do cardio after I work out. But one thing you get used to when I first went to New York and had to get used to the transportation and walking everywhere, you quickly realize you ain't in good a condition as you thought. Even if you somebody who work out and shit, just walking, you'd be surprised how quick those miles add up. Walking back and forth from the train. You don't even think about it because you get so used to it, but you end up walking fucking 10, 15 miles a day just going back and forth. That's why you don't see too many fat people in New York. You don't see a whole lot of fat people. You see some people that's like slightly overweight, but you don't see a whole bunch of like 300-pound motherfuckers in New York. You see motherfuckers that probably could lose 20 pounds, but you don't see a whole bunch of obese, big motherfuckers walking around in New York. That's from all that walking backwards and forward every goddamn well. All right. Next, which was a good one, more stuff to do. So one of the biggest issues I have with guys when they hit me up from one of these small towns is they feel like they are forced to be in scarcity because of the small town. That there's nothing to do. I'm not about bitching and complaining, guys. Y'all guys know I'm not with that shit. What you gonna do about it? Are you gonna save your money for a year or two and get the hell? It don't even take that long, to be quite honest with you. If you committed with it and this is something you really want to happen, 6 months of grinding and saving, you can get the hell out of there. And I ain't saying it's got to be New York. It could be California. It could be Chicago. It could be Philadelphia. It could be New York. It could be whatever. It's other big towns. It ain't got to be just New York. But I'm not about bitching and complaining. What you going to do about it? Okay, you in a small town with 20 girls. Get the fuck out of there. All right? Save your money and get the hell out of there. When you got more stuff to do, this is going to help you stay out of scarcity. Period. All right? A man should have purpose, his hobbies. All right? When you got those two things right there, this is going to prevent you from feeling like I have to accept this woman and her bullshit because of limited options. Okay, guys? So that's one of the big ones too. Got more options. Listen, when I was in Alabama, we had like two clubs. No Broadway and all this other bullshit. No comedy clubs. None of this bullshit. Two clubs that was with the same people you saw every fucking week. So this is one of those clubs where once you wore an outfit, you couldn't wear that motherfucker no more. All right, so if you somebody who went out and bought a nice, clean outfit to go to the club, that once you wore it that one time, it was done. Unless you're going to wear it like on a date or something. But you couldn't wear it to the club no more because them same motherfuckers that was in there this Saturday, they're going to be the same motherfuckers that's in there next Saturday. And they going to remember that goddamn outfit. So once you wore it one time, unless you're going to wear it outside the club, it was done. And when you in these big towns, and even Atlanta, in this aspect, is good on this aspect because it is more than where I was at in Alabama, right? Is that you're going to see different people. When you see the same motherfucker, this will put you in scarcity. You go out, you see the same people, the same women. Once you slept with one, they tell everybody, and then so now, you know, they don't want to fuck with you because you fuck my friend. You know how women are. You fuck their friend in the second grade. Now you're 40 years old and you, bitch, I can't fuck with you because you fuck my friend, even though you ain't even friends with that bitch no more. All right, guys. So just having more options, guys, keeps you out of scarcity. It makes you always just feel like you got something else better to do. All right, this is a big one. The cops are less aggressive in the big cities. Well, in New York. So in New York, guys, and I was up there almost 12 years. In New York, I rarely seen the police pull somebody over. I ain't saying they never pull nobody over, but they rarely pulled anybody over. And the reason that was is they make so much money off of other little bullshit like, you know, parking, and New York got all type of little hustles, business licenses and all this other bullshit. The city of New York makes so much money off of other shit that they ain't some hustling city that's just gonna pull you over for bullshit. When you go back to these small towns, one thing you notice right off the bat is the police are a lot more aggressive. And that's because they trying to make money for the city. That's why they so fucking aggressive. When you in New York, when you got all these entrepreneurs, when you got all these parking violations, the police don't have this pressure on them to go out to provide money. So y'all guys got to understand, when y'all see these aggressive police like that, they're aggressive like that because they're trying to make money for the city. And a lot of times they have a quote unquote quota to make, as in passing out tickets. So they are much more aggressive. They pull you over for dumb shit right off the bat. And I was up there in New York almost 12 years. I drove a lot despite having a car, especially when let's just be honest, when I first went to New York, I was just too damn cheap to want to fucking pay for Ubers and shit. All right, and obviously I don't want to ride a train, you know, out at night. The trains run crazy at night and on the weekend, right? They run irregular. So like, no, in New York, when the trains were not running properly, all right, because they be working on the trains at night and on the weekend, obviously, because people ain't commuting as much because they want to make sure everything running for work hours. So I would drive, and I was too cheap to pay for an Uber. And one thing I noticed is the police just were not that aggressive. I mean, I was up there 12 years, I never got pulled over, not once. Not one fucking time. Before I left Alabama, they were so fucking hungry for money, they was doing roadblocks. Want to check your driver license, insurance, and you ain't even fucking did nothing. They just setting up roadblocks like they looking for a serial killer. Hunting for money. Desperate for dollars, trying to create income for the city. Okay, so that's one thing, you guys, that's in these small towns that are used to aggressive police and stuff like that, and you won't see that in New York. I didn't, not one time in 12 years did I ever get pulled over. I rarely saw anybody get pulled over. I ain't saying I ain't seen nobody, but I'm talking about maybe I saw one car a year get pulled over in New York. I mean, that's it. Next, guys, for all you guys that want to move to, you know, one of these bigger cities that's in a colder climate, and you think like, well, I don't want to move to New York, it's too fucking cold. The weather is relative. And what I mean by that is, when I was in New York, right, 40 degrees felt like 60 degrees, and 20 degrees felt like 40 degrees. The weather is relative because your body adapts to the weather. So I remember being in New York, and it would be 30 degrees, 40 degrees, you know, 50 degrees outside. And I said, you know, if the weather was this when I was in Alabama, this would have been freezing. But your body get acclimated to the weather to where even when it's technically supposed to be cold, it really don't feel cold. The only time New York, you feel like you in New York is when they got a weather storm or something like that. Then you know you in New York when they having fucking 6 inches of snow, 8 inches of snow and shit like that. But if it's just cool outside, 20 degrees, 30 degrees, it don't feel like you, if you somebody in, you know, Miami, and then you look up there in New York and say it's 80 degrees in Miami, and then you look up there in New York and you say, oh, it's 30 degrees up there, you might just think off the top of your head, oh man, that's whoo. But when you up there, I'm not saying that 30 degrees feel like 80 degrees, but it really don't feel like 30 degrees. It feel more like 60 degrees. It's amazing. I never felt, only time I really felt cold, and when New York had those like horrible, like real, it was like 2 years up there where it was like, okay, this is cold. I'm talking about this one, it was like 4 degrees outside and it felt like -5 degrees. We had those a couple of years where the weather just was real cold, where you like, this is cold, period. This ain't no acclimate to bullshit. This ain't no relative to bullshit. This is cold. I mean, I'm walking out the house with the ski mask, you know, the whole thing on, 6 layers of clothes and all this type of shit, where you know it's cold. You can't even act like this ain't cold. But most of the time, that was rare. I think I had that like a couple of years where it was real cold like that. The other times, most of the time, it get down to like 20, 30, and it really didn't feel that cold. I know that's gonna sound crazy to some of you guys who are in the warmer climates, who are used to the warmer climate, saying that don't feel cold. But when you get used to it and you up there, it's not as cold as you might think once you get used to it. That's what I'm saying. You get used to it. I got used to it. The first year when it got cold, I was like, okay, this is a little cold. And I noticed every year, like, damn, it don't even feel cold no more. Okay, guys? Just like if you guys are in a hot weather climate, say Miami or something like that, and somebody like us might see you guys now there with 105 degrees, like, God damn, that's too hot. But if you somebody who's been in Miami all your life, that probably don't even feel that hot to you. It feel hot, but it don't feel like hot to somebody who's not used to it. Okay, guys? So the weather is all relative. It's just, you have to get acclimated to it. Okay, guys? The body is amazing at adapting and shit like that. It's amazing when I was up there in New York. Like, when I was younger watching football games, and they used to tell us what the weather was on the football game, I'm like, God damn, 20 degrees. Then when I was up there, I'm like, shit, man, I could do a workout out here in this damn weather. Okay, guys? Next, it's easier to meet women without going out. So when I was in New York, guys, this is if you're somebody in New York, right? It's particularly like somebody that's in the city. If you want to meet a woman, you literally don't have to go nowhere. You literally can walk to Whole Foods and walk back. You're gonna pass 40 women. I could just walk down Lenox Avenue and walk back. That's from I was on 132nd Street, Whole Foods on 125th Street. I could walk those 7 blocks and walk back, and I would have passed 50 women. And I guarantee you, 2 or 3 of them would give me choosing signals. Okay? Most of them probably don't even pay me no attention, didn't even notice me. But I'll at least see. Now it's up to you if you want to, act on it. But you literally don't have to go anywhere to meet women. You literally can walk to the store and walk back, walk to the gym. Me walking to Blink when I lived in Harlem, I would pass, just going to Blink, 100 women, going to Blink and back home. I would pass 100 women. Literally, guys. So you literally just meet women walking down the street. You don't even have to go nowhere. Okay, guys. Now, New York is one of those spots where people are kind of like off to themselves, and they keep this little shitty look on their face, like don't fuck with me and all this other bullshit. But still, you still can just, if you see a woman you want, you still can. And like I tell y'all guys, some of you guys that's, oh, she didn't give me no choosing signal, whatever. The thing about choosing signal, what I told you guys, was just don't go out looking for them. All right, it's not about you can't approach women unless they give you a choosing signal. It's just that I don't want you guys leaving out the house looking for ass. Okay, guys? And the last one, guys, is more side hustles. So being in Atlanta right now, if something happened to this right here, this YouTube bullshit, when I was in New York, I could have just quickly went back to another side hustle. Down here in Atlanta, they don't have those opportunities. All right, the trainers don't make shit. And let's say I won a trainer, I could have just went back to the security. Down here, you just don't have those levels to fall back on. So that'll be a con of living in a small city, is that you just don't have those side hustles to fall back on. In New York, it's so many side hustles that, God forbid, if something happened to your major income, your main income, you can just quickly run out and get like a little side hustle. I guess theoretically you could drive Uber down here, but I don't think the Uber drivers down here make what the Uber drivers in New York make, because it's more volume. All right, when you have more limited parking, you have a more need for Uber. You could just literally make a living just off Uber driving in New York and make a decent living. And I think I done rode with a couple of Uber drivers that said they made a living off of it down here. But by and large, it's just a side hustle, right? But in New York, you got so many more side hustles you could do. Literally, guys, you could become the main thing with New York is, for any man that's, especially if you got just a little size, you can become a security guard and a fucking personal trainer. Just, if you're just in a little bit of shape, you can go to any security company and or any gym. Any gym will give you a try as long as you in halfway decent shape. I mean, as long as you below 20% body fat. And I don't see them give guys over 20% body fat a chance. All right, just off of their knowledge. All right, just because of what they say they know or they went to school. So just more hustles in the big cities, guys. Okay, guys. So that's my list. I think the pros outweigh the cons as in the moving to a big city. Y'all guys have to make up your own choice. What I don't want you guys doing is sitting around bitching. If you're in a small town and there's limited options, limited opportunities, then it's up to you to make a change in your life. Okay, guys? I would recommend on considering it. All right? I wouldn't be sitting here right now if it wasn't for New York. All right, guys. I'll get back with you guys later.